Yard Sale Squad. Today is Friday. We have officially started back our year as a homeschool family. So I thought I would just take you along. We do like a hybrid learning model. So today is one of the days we're actually learning at home. So I thought I would just take you along for the day. I'll show you what we're eating. I'll show you any creative things we're doing. I'll show you some school that we're doing. And I'll show you a couple of new back to school clothing items. Okay, so it is a little after 8 o'clock now. One thing that I have been working, I say working hard on, I've been working towards is crafting a morning routine that actually works. This is something that I've really kind of been in search of for a while, and it takes time, it takes discipline, it just takes really kind of some changing to what I normally do. So I might make a whole separate video about that, but I have done most of my morning routine with the exception of doing like some movement. I'm actually doing physical therapy for my knee, so I think I might do my physical therapy exercises once we take a break from school. But it's about 8:15 now. I am going to set out some options for breakfast, and then we're gonna sit down and kind of get the day started. Options for breakfast today are probably going to just be like some sourdough toast and some eggs, some yogurt, and then I have some gluten-free pancakes in the freezer for my daughter. So that's probably going to be the choices for today, and maybe some fruit or something. We're a little bit low on, like I don't think we have any breakfast meat right now, so that probably won't be an option, but we'll get that stuff going and then I'll show you our plates for breakfast. When I am at my best, I like to have things from the freezer to pull from. So I had gotten down to basically nothing. So I spent the last part of last week and then the earlier part of this week doing a restock. So I have some regular pancakes. I have some gluten-free pancakes. I have some regular pumpkin muffins in the freezer. They're like regular pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. And then these are gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free. So I know that sounds like a lot, but they're made with, goodness, what are they made with? Almond flour or coconut flour? I can't remember what these are made with. I'll link the recipe down below. Then they are dairy-free, so I think maybe they have almond milk in them, and they're sweetened with either honey or maple syrup. I don't know. There's been a lot of life happening this week, so I can't remember, but I'll link the recipe down below. These are very pumpkin spice, so I think they have maybe cinnamon and ginger and nutmeg, but I was out of nutmeg. I can't remember if there was another one. Maybe I put a little bit of allspice because I didn't have nutmeg. I know it's not a 1-for-1, but anyway, they do have a very strong pumpkin spice flavor. So if you like that, and if you're gluten-free or dairy-free or refined sugar-free, you might like these. And then I've had this loaf of sourdough sandwich bread. So I've got that toasting up now. So yeah, I have found that it makes life easier when you have prepared foods on hand. So if there is rice already cooked and in the fridge, you're halfway to a meal, you know. If you have baked goods in a bag or in a container in the freezer, if you have vegetables chopped, if you have things sauteed, you know, if you've got potatoes already, you know, baked and in like a soft form. I just think the more prepared foods you have, the closer you are to having a meal ready, just practically speaking. So my pan is heating up now, and I'm going to make some like cheesy scrambled eggs for myself and my son, and then I think my daughter wants a pancake and what else did she say? Some hash browns. So I'm going to make some hash browns in this pan. I'm still working on figuring out how to get hash browns to not stick in my stainless steel pan, so we'll see how I do. What is this big word right here? We've read it before. Sound it out.
Well, he is a big poopy man right now.
Okay. Capitalization. Capitalize initials.
Was
Names. So the example they give is Sarah C. Hops. You capitalize the name, first and last, and the initial. What does it say?
Bob H. Smith. My shirt is torn. My shirt is red.
My shirt is torn. My shirt is red. How can we combine these? Before you write it, tell me. How can we combine these to be one sentence?
My shirt is torn and red.
Yes. What word did you use?
And.
And is the magic word. So you need to rewrite your new sentence. All right. Read this for me again.
Capitalize the names of the days of the week.
Hey everybody, I just want to step away for a minute and I want to say thank you to Quince for sending me some beautiful pieces that my daughter and I picked out for her to wear for back to school. These 4 pieces are from their back to school line and they are exactly what you would expect from Quince. If you are not familiar with Quince, they are a brand that specializes in high quality basics. They have everything ranging from blue jeans and basic cotton t-shirts all the way up to cashmere sweaters. They truly are a beautiful brand. So thank you to Quince for sending me these pieces. I'm going to share them with you as I kind of unbox them. It is still quite toasty in North Carolina, so a lot of these we're not going to wear quite yet. But my daughter is so excited for when the temperatures start to drop off and we can wear these. So the first one that I want to show you, this is a pair of Quince denim. This is, like I said, for my daughter, and this is a flare pair of jeans. So they are just a beautiful pair. They're in a medium wash, and I ordered them to be a little bit big on her so that we could get lots of wear out of them. So I really think that they are beautiful. They have a nice amount of stretch, and they do have that adjustable waist that you look for when you look for kids' pants. Secondly, I have 2 sweaters. So this is the same crew neck sweater, but my daughter picked them out in 2 different finishes. So the first one is this beautiful powder blue. You'll have to forgive the wrinkles because these are fresh out of the packaging, but I cannot wait to see her in this. It is such a beautiful color, and honestly, everything that she picked out I would wear if it were in my size. It's so beautiful. So that's the blue sweater, and then she also ordered it in this classic white and black stripe. This is going to look so cute with those jeans for fall time. I can't even handle it. And I love how you can take something like this and you can accessorize it. You can pull colors out. You can put a tortoiseshell clip in your hair. You can put a watch on, a gold necklace. You know, you can really kind of do what you want to with it. And then, of course, as we head into cooler weather, you know, she can layer some of her jackets on this and it'll just look really sweet. The last one is a little more warm weather appropriate. So this is a beautiful floral dress, and it's in the ditzy floral pattern, and it's got these beautiful pockets. I love a dress with pockets. I love that this one is short sleeve, so she can wear it now, but we can also pair it with a sweater or cardigan, and this can carry her on into fall. Honestly, this would even look really cute with the sweater over top of it. If you are interested in purchasing any of these, there will be an affiliate link for each of the pieces down below. Well, hello. Today is Saturday, so it's the next day. Yesterday kind of took a turn that I wasn't expecting. Our homeschool day was hard, and I just thought it was, you know, this is the season we're in. I have a toddler who's all over the place, and I just thought, you know, it's a hard day. And I even reached out to like some moms in our homeschooling group. I'm like, how do I do this? How do I manage all of this? And come to find out, the baby started running a fever after lunch. And so he was very clingy. He would not let me put him down to sleep. And you could just tell that he did not feel his best. He was absolutely burning up. So anyway, all that to say, I didn't film as much yesterday as I had planned to. Luckily, he has kind of rallied, and all today he hasn't run a fever. He did definitely last night and this morning. So we'll see how that goes. I do have some like drainage and a sore throat, so I'm gonna do some things. I'm gonna take some supplements and gargle some salt water. But also, our supper is hopefully going to be like a healing, nourishing meal. So I wanted to tell you about that. This has been one of our favorite meals recently. I probably am going to mispronounce it, avgo limono soup. So anyway, regardless of whether my pronunciation is spot on or not, it is a Greek lemon chicken and rice soup, and it is just, I can't get over how delicious it is for how simple it is. It is just a few ingredients. It comes together like so easy. Anybody could make it really, and it's just so delicious. There's a Greek restaurant that we go to, and they serve a Greek chicken and rice soup, and this is very close to that. And I make a chicken and rice soup that has like a mirepoix in it, so it's got your carrots, your celery, your onion. Very nourishing. It's chicken and rice. I usually do, well, I used to do chicken breast. Now I kind of do bone-in chicken so I can get more flavor and all of that. But the second time that I made this soup, my husband said, "This is your best chicken and rice soup." To which my son basically just said, "Just trash your other recipe and only make this one." So I'm going to show you how I make it. Chicken broth, water, and thighs are already in there. I'm gonna take a minute and do some cleaning. The stove needs to be wiped down, and then my son made cookies today, and I made muffins earlier this week, and I got some pumpkin on the mixer, and I neglected to wipe that down. So I'm just going to do those couple of things, and then we're gonna sit down to have some soup. So this has really just kind of turned into more of a weekend vlog as opposed to a day in the life, and that's okay. So we'll just finish out the night, and then I'll just catch up with you tomorrow. I know the baby and I will be staying home from church because of his fever, because he won't have been 24 hours fever free by that point, and I try to be pretty by the book about that. morning. Today is Monday. I actually didn't film at all yesterday. We stayed home. I stayed home with the baby from church while everybody else went, and he was fine, but I just wanted to make sure that he was fine. So I spent a lot of the day doing organizing in the kids' room and just kind of going through some things in there. So that was really the bulk of our day. We did a little bit of outside time, but it was so hot. So anyway, he's doing some magnet play now on the fridge, and while the kids are doing schoolwork, I'm going to use my laminator and laminate a 100 tens and ones paper for my daughter. I teach her math class at school this year, and I actually have a brand new laminator. This is from Aldi, believe it or not, and so far it's working well. So I've used it for a couple small things, but this morning I was thinking I really wish I had a 100 tens and ones sheet like we have at school, and then I thought, well, why don't I just laminate one? So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Yeah, this was from Aldi. I don't remember the exact price. I want to say it was, I can't remember now, 20 some dollars, maybe. But it came with a pack of a sample of several different size laminating sheets. It actually heats up super fast, and this has been a really nice addition to our homeschool supplies. The only thing is it does have a smell. But I've never had a laminator before. I would imagine that might be kind of typical for it to have a smell.
I mean, it is melting on plastics.
So this will change to green, and then you put in the sealed side first. Oh, it's ready. See, it heats up really quick. Now you want to do it even.
Okay. All right. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's bending.
You didn't put it in straight. It's okay.
Oh, I know what we could do.
It's gonna be hot.
We can stick this part back in.
Oh, that's a good idea. It did work. It's not perfect, but I don't care that it's not perfect. All right, we fed it through a little uneven, but we went through a second time. That was Abram's idea, and it worked fine. So there we go. All right, you can turn it off. We're finished with it. It is actually dinner time. So we did some schoolwork today, and then we had some friends come over. Actually, one of my teacher friends, we had her school bag because they weren't at school last week, and so we had taken it for people to teach her materials. So she came and picked that up, and they actually stayed for a while, and we played. That was nice. I practiced mandolin with my son. He had his mandolin lesson, so took him to that, and then I actually had physical therapy, so went to that. Went to Aldi, came home, and now I'm making dinner. I don't know. I was thinking on the way home, like how frustrating it can be. I've been trying to look at labels and ingredients and things, and all these skin issues that we're having in the house that we've had for quite some time, and I'm really trying to be diligent. And I'm reading the beef broth labels, and one of them is like regular, it's not organic or whatever, and it has more ingredients, but no like artificial color in it. And then you look at the organic one, which costs more, and it has organic caramel color. And it's like, what is that? So I don't know, I was just thinking on the way home about how frustrating it is to try to make the right choices, and you don't always know what those are. And then I started cooking, and this recipe is just a delicious one. I think I've shared it before, but I'll show it to you. But it starts out with ground beef and dicing an onion and putting it in there, and dicing some garlic. and I use fresh garlic most of the time. Sometimes I'll use the jarred. But I was just thinking about what a comfort it is to just cook with those basic ingredients. And you know, it's the same with like cooking with carrot and celery. Like, it's just such a comforting process to me, and it's such a comforting smell and aroma to walk in and you smell onions cooking and garlic cooking. So anyway, maybe that will be, you know, the garlic in it, maybe that will be good for our immune systems too, as we're kind of kicking around this little bit of a cold. All right, I need to clean up my peels from the onion, but this is the recipe. It is called a one-pot taco skillet. I think when I worked on my recipe binder, if you missed that video, I'll link it down below. I went through and just kind of walked you through some of my favorite recipes that made it in here. This is one of those. It is by the Clean Eating Couple. Sorry, kind of rough printing there, it's hard to tell. But this is by the Clean Eating Couple, and what I love about it is it's one pot, it's simple ingredients, everybody likes it, it makes really good leftovers. I've only tried it with beef, but I really think you could substitute, you know, ground chicken, diced chicken, ground turkey. I think you could do so many different things there. You could probably even substitute, you know, some cans of beans in there. But you start out by, in a pan, sauteing the ground beef, and then you add onions and garlic, and then that's kind of where we are now. So we're going to add some taco seasoning. I do make my own, and I use the Pioneer Woman's recipe. That's another recipe that's in the binder. It's got 3 cups of chopped bell peppers. So while I was doing that, I went ahead, Abram likes bell peppers and like sour cream ranch dip, so I'm gonna make up some of that for his lunch tomorrow, but I went ahead and sliced these so they'll be ready for him to take. Also, tangent, but yesterday I made some egg salad, and I have never made pickled red onion before, and it could not be easier. I'll put that recipe in the description, but it's literally just hot water, boiling water, and then vinegar. I used white vinegar, the onions, salt, and sugar. And it's not that much sugar. I think it was maybe a tablespoon for the whole thing. I can't remember. Anyway, this was so good. And honestly, it would probably even be good on top of our skillet. But if you like something like this, and then I put some of the brine from this in my egg salad. That was a tip from Shelby Goodman on Instagram. But delicious. All right, smelling delicious in here. Beef is done and starting to get some color on it. Garlic and onions are done. So now we add the taco seasoning, we add the peppers, we add rice and beef broth, and then we get it to a boil. One interesting thing about this recipe is that it calls for a ½ tablespoon, which I don't have. So I think 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon, if I'm correct. So I always just kind of have to guess. But I'm curious, do you have a ½ tablespoon measuring spoon? I'm sure they exist, but I have very few recipes that actually call for that measurement. Oh, and tomato sauce. I forgot that. This recipe also has tomato sauce. You could even easily add some corn in here if you wanted to, and that would do well. So while I am waiting for that to boil, I'll show you the couple of things I bought at Aldi. I was mainly trying to get some snacks that were lower inflammatory, more whole food snacks. So as we're kind of going through this, we're pretty much trying to do like an anti-inflammatory diet. It's almost Whole30, and not everybody's doing it, but we're trying to do a lot of things that way, and then our member of the house that has a lot of eczema is doing it that way. So pretty much no gluten, no dairy, no soy, no sugar or low sugar, and then trying to stay away from like inflammatory oils. And like, I just want to say to those of you who have allergies in your house, or you have sensitivities, or you are doing some sort of like anti-inflammatory diet, like, it's not the end of the world, but it does require extra attention, extra effort, extra thought. So I commend you, and I feel it, and It's just a whole other thing. So anyway, I'll show you that. I am relieved, side note, this is like a separate thing. I am relieved. We were supposed to have soccer practice tonight, and it is literally like 100 degrees. And I was thinking on the way home from Aldi, like I had planned to take the other kids and sit and watch practice, and I thought I can't have them out in this heat, and I was really concerned for the players, but they have canceled practice, so I'm so thankful for that. All right, so ideally, like the best snacks that we have on a diet like this are really whole fruits and vegetables, and like a good ingredient hummus, a good ingredient peanut butter, things like that, or almond butter. But with having kids in school and on the go, we do a hybrid homeschool, it's just nice to have some grab and go snacks. So some of these we've tried and some we haven't. This does not really fit the category. It does have sugar in it. And there you go, and caramel color. I bought these for myself. These are really good, and they only come out at the fall time. So anyway, ingredients, whatever. We've talked about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I bought another beef broth because I needed one for this recipe, and I knew that we were out. Again, this doesn't fall into the category of anti-inflammatory, but this is probably my favorite candy and definitely one of my favorite things to get at Aldi. These are the dark chocolate covered coconut almonds. All right, now as far as snacks, we have tried these. These are the popcorn kettle chips. The only ingredients in them are yellow corn grits, sunflower oil, cane sugar, and sea salt. So again, like not a perfect snack, but a better alternative than some things. Now these we have tried and actually like. These are the fruit strips. They have them in strawberry and wild berry, but there's 21 of them in here, and I mean the ingredients are pretty decent. It's pretty much just fruit puree and pectin. So these two things are new, and I don't know how they're gonna feel about them, and that's fine. These are called Purely Fruit Bars, mango. It says all that's in these are mango and apple. So I don't really know what to expect. I thought they would be like a Lara bar and have dates, but it says they don't. So the other thing, I've seen someone at school with these, are these roasted seaweed snacks. These may be a bust, and if they don't want to use them, that's fine. But I thought I would just give them a try. So those are the things that I bought at Aldi today. Brandon's gonna do a big trip on Wednesday, so this was just a little small trip. Hey guys, so today is Tuesday. We just got back home from school, and it's really just been a really good day. Sometimes I don't know how things are going to go on the days when we are all at school because the baby is with us, and I don't know if he's going to nap and when and how, but he actually did go to sleep, and it was a huge blessing. I think a lot of times in my mind, I feel like I need to know how everything is going to work out, and sometimes it's just impossible to know that. So you just have to kind of be at peace with the way things are going to happen, and know that everything is going to be okay, even if you don't know all of the endings. So it was a really lovely day. I had left some chicken in the crock pot before we left this morning. It's the recipe for beef and broccoli, which I've shared before, but I can show it for you here. It is by the Recipe Critic, I think. So it's normally beef and broccoli, but I had some chicken in the freezer, so I just threw the chicken in. We did do coconut aminos instead of soy sauce, since we're trying to do kind of that anti-inflammatory diet. I'm going to go in there and shred up the chicken. I'm going to put some broccoli in there and maybe thicken up the sauce with some cornstarch and make some rice, and that will be dinner. Before I go, I want to show you these adorable earrings. My daughter got me these at a festival, and I have worn them to school a couple times now. Since I teach music, it just feels appropriate, and they're so cute, and she loves when I wear them because she's proud that she got them for me. All right, you guys, well, that's it for this was going to be day in a life and turned out to be stretched over 4 days. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope something that you saw encouraged you. And thank you again so much for stopping by Yard Sale Squad.